No, absolutely not. I think you definitely need a mixture. But again, you don't have to. There's a lot of great coaches out there that didn't play the game. But they've studied the game. They've been around the game. They've been around a lot of people. They've been in, they've developed and grown just like anything. You don't necessarily have to have played. Heck, Chad Morris didn't play college ball. He's a pretty good coach. That stuff is, I think, a little overrated. I think if you're passionate about something and you're studying it, and you do your research. You've grown and developed in a certain area. You know what you're talking about. So, I don't have a problem with who they've got on there right now. I don't know all the names, but the ones that I can recall that I have seen, I think they're qualified people. I'm excited Dan's on it. I think that's a great compliment to Dan and his skill set. He's all of those things that I talked about. He's got a great skill set. He's got great knowledge and awareness of the big picture, and I think he'll bring a lot to the table.
I think you've had to address this a lot lately, but how do you keep your team focused on Boston College when you have FSU in 2 weeks?
That's all we watch is Boston College. That's all we talk about. That's when they come in and we have meetings. That's all we see on tape. And let me just tell you, if this is what you do for a living, and this is what these guys do, you turn this tape on. They get your attention. This is a good football team we're getting ready to play. This is a team that is gonna really challenge us. They've been on the road already. They got that road trip out to Southern Cal. Didn't play as well as they would have liked, really. Kind of let a couple opportunities slip through their fingers against Florida State at home. But this is a confident team, and really like what Coach Adazio and his staff is doing. There's a lot of energy within their program right now, and they got our full attention. And again, as I said the other day, if we're not fully focused on this team, you get beat. It's that simple. So. And our guys around here, they've done a good job. We got great leadership. We only got 10 scholarship seniors, but 9 of them are fifth-year seniors. And so, we've got good experience to draw upon, good leadership, and these guys understand that this is the biggest game of the year. Because if you don't play well and you lose this game, that ain't Florida State ain't the story on Monday. It's how bad you played against Boston College. Boston College wouldn't be the story today if we'd have gone up there and played bad against Syracuse. So, it's the biggest game of the year, every single week. Put everything we got into preparing for it. You don't get any mulligans in this sport. No woulda, shoulda, couldas. Do what I can while I can, so that when I cannot, I will not wish that I would have when I could have. All right, that's what we talk about. Did y'all get all that?
Can you say that again?
I think I forgot it already. But basically what I'm saying is, you got to control what you can control, and that's the here and now. And I think we got about 40 work days left for our players. Work days, all right, as far as, that's taking out their Sundays and their off time on the weekend when we got that open weekend. We got like 40 work days left. All right, so in those 40 work days, that's going to determine this team's legacy, this team's postseason, and on and on and on. And so, we can't waste a day. And it's all about what's directly in front of us. And it's what it says in Proverbs: fix your eyes on what's straight ahead. And that's what we're trying to do. That's Boston College.
How do you assess your safeties right now, and maybe how they could improve the next couple of weeks? We've missed some tackles. That's the biggest thing that I would say. And I think they have improved from the first game. I think we've gotten better. The other thing is creating the depth. That was something I mentioned a couple of weeks ago. Really felt like we were going to have to mature from a depth standpoint. We were heavy. Robert and Travis playing 75 plus snaps, and playing special teams too. And safety's a tough position. It's a tough position to play because they're doing a lot of things. They're involved in a lot of things. They're having to make a lot of checks and calls, and our depth are safeties. Are freshmen at that position, and so we just kind of had to bring them along a little bit. And I think y'all have seen that the last couple ball games, bringing J-Ron in there. Watson's been able to get in there and get some snaps. We got Jadar coming along, and just the depth is the biggest area we have to improve. I like our players. We just got to create some help. All of a sudden, like the other day, you lose a Blanks. And now all of a sudden you got a freshman out there, and I'm really thankful that we got him some quality experience. He wasn't overwhelmed. Now he was all over the place and misaligned a bunch and things like that. But he's also athletically gifted enough to where he can overcome some things and make up for it. But we've got to tackle better. We got to make sure that we're lined up properly. Make sure we're taking proper angles. There's some things that we got to improve. But we're not busting. Guys aren't running free, and things like that. We're playing very sound at that position, but just physically executing some things a little bit better, tackling angles, and staying in the right position. But the number one thing is the depth. We got to get some guys groomed up there to where we can still function at a high level.
Can you update us on Dimple Ware, Travis Blanks, Patrick Stefano, and Carlos Watkins?
Well, I'll tell you, Travis looked really good yesterday, and looked pretty good today. So I'm starting to get a little more hopeful about him. We're gonna really. He ran great straight ahead, but today we're going to cut him. Not cut him, have him do some cutting. And have him do a bunch of planting and cutting and stuff, and see how he responds. But he looks great. Looked good this morning. So very encouraged about him. Ben's still a little sore, and so don't know. He's kind of still questionable. We'll see. But Martin, again, and we'll see. He just got the deal in his thumb yesterday, so I expect him to be ready to go. It's just a matter of what kind of swelling he picked up from having that surgery. But if the swelling goes down enough to where he'll be fine, he'll have a big cast on it and have his hand, but it'll come down through here. But Travis, I'm more optimistic. But Ben, still questionable, but by tomorrow I should have a little better answer for you.
What about Carlos Watkins and then Patrick?
Carlos is still out. The biggest thing with Carlos is, he structurally he's fine. He picked up, I can't even describe them well. A massive bruise on both legs. Just huge. And so they're trying to drain all that blood out of there, so that it improves his mobility. So he's a lot better, but he's still not ready to stick his hand in the ground and go play football yet. But making progress.
Which hand for Martin, to be clear? Which thumb?
It is his, I think it's his left hand. I'm pretty sure it's his left hand, but I may be wrong. But it's his thumb, I can tell you that.
Would he have to have like a club on there? Or just
No, he'll have all of his hand. In fact, I think he'll even have that part will be able to bend, but it'll be casted through here, and all this will be immobile because it was down in here, is where it was.
If you would discuss a little bit about what jumping out quickly has allowed you to do these last couple games, and how it sets the tempo.
Yeah, just that, set the tempo, get control of the game early, and stay within your plan. That's the biggest thing. Create momentum, and that's something that we like to do, especially when you're on the road. We wanted to play a better road game than we did the first time we went on the road, and we did that. Executed at a high level, knew that there was going to be some rough patches probably going into it, and there was. But just because of their style of play, I was really kind of anxious to see if they were going to play us like they had played the previous opponents. And that's just what they were committed to doing. So we knew if we could hat them up early, that there would be some big plays. And so it was great to see it go from the practice field to the game field and be executed exactly like we hoped it would be. And just giving us confidence, coming out of the gate and guys being ready to play. It's the biggest thing.
Coach, after the game, Taj Boyd talked about how he feels he has some of the best playmakers in the country on his team. How interchangeable do you think the wide receivers are on this team? But you feel like Mike Williams can come in for Humphreys and you guys won't even miss a beat, that sort of thing?
Well, Mike doesn't play where Humphreys is, but he and Martavis are playing the same spot. And but absolutely, I think we've got more people that have caught a touchdown ever than the history of Clemson. Isn't that right?
Yeah, 11 different guys.
Yeah, 11 guys have caught touchdown passes. So we've only played 5 games. So I think that says in itself we're pretty comfortable with how we substitute. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really even pay attention much anymore. There was a time where it was this guy had to be everywhere. Back when we had Spiller and Jacoby, I was very in tune because we weren't going to win if they weren't where they needed to be to give us a chance. But now, we got that's what makes us difficult to handle because guys are unselfish. Guys can all make plays. We're confident in all those guys. Taj is confident in them, and they know what they're doing. We got some good experience mixed in with the youth. And you take a guy like Sammy Watkins, and obviously he's going to get his touches, and rightfully so, and he makes plays. But he's as good a decoy as there is in the game. That's one decoy they cover. And if you just look at the game the other night, we used him in a couple of situations just as the bait, if you will. And he's pretty good bait. They bite on that one. And it creates opportunities for other people. So, and I think that allows us to be explosive and to, keep them guessing because Sammy doesn't have to touch it, for us to have guys make big plays in the passing game. Obviously, he's the most explosive guy we have. But you look at Martavis. I thought Martavis played his best game the other night. Made some huge catches for us. Really, outside of that first game, but he's just coming on and on, making a lot of plays for us. Usually averages a lot per catch. Adam has been tremendous. G-Hop is coming on. I can't say enough about Mike Williams and his development. And T.J. Green hasn't had as many catches yet, but he's doing some good things as well.
With Shuey's toe injury, is that something where he just sits early in the week and then he's fine by Saturday?
Yeah. It's kind of like what Spiller had. In fact, it's exactly what Spiller had. And he's usually a little sore on Sunday, although it gets better through the year. It'll get better. So he wasn't as sore this Sunday as he was last Sunday. He wasn't as bad this Monday as he was last Monday. And he's been a little limited the last couple Mondays and Tuesdays, and then working back in on Wednesday and ready to go by game time.
Have you ever had a player ask or tell you 15 or 20 minutes before a game that he wasn't going to play?
No. I haven't.
That's all I've got to say about that.
Yeah, I haven't.
What would your reaction be if that happened?
What's that?
What would your reaction be if a player made the executive decision, so to speak, and you had said that?
I'm going to take the next question. I hope that never happens, but I'm usually pretty in tune to the injury report and on the same page with the trainer. So, what was your question?
I was going to say, did Taj not play the fourth quarter because of the score, or maybe because he?
No, I just took him out. Listen, Cole Stout needs to play. Chad needs to play. We got good players at quarterback, and why the heck am I going to have Taj Boyd out there with whatever 40-something points on the board? I guess I could if I'm in the stats and breaking some more records. How many records can you break? Let's win the game, and that game was over. Other guys deserve to play. I'm a big believer in that, and I want to see those guys. Taj ain't gonna be here next year, so I want to see Cole play. I want to see Chad play. I want to see that, and that was one of the best parts about that game. I loved how we started. I loved how we finished, because all of our backups were in there, and they took that last drive right down the field and scored, running it. And so that was very encouraging for me to see that. But, yeah, we just, took him out. We're going to be more battles to fight.
Beyond Taj's football skills, what kind of representative has he been for the program, for the school?
Priceless. I mean, those of you who know Taj, y'all know he's just the same all the time. I mean, he's just special. You know, it's been so much fun to be around a guy like that, and gonna miss him when he's gone, because he takes such great pride in his preparation, especially this year because he doesn't have any school, and so he's just like another coach. I mean, he loves it. I mean, he's over here all the time watching tape, and it's just you know, and he does a lot of things that people don't see. You know, he's very humble. He's easy to talk to. He'll go out of his way to talk to people. He doesn't have a sense of entitlement or anything like that. He loves playing. He loves being a Clemson Tiger. He loves all that comes with being the starting quarterback at Clemson, and he embraces it very well. But just a joy to be around. You know, I mean, love to see him every day. He smiles every day, and you know, those are the things that make him special. I mean, he's a great player, but it's all those other things to me that just make him rare.
Has he always